can't go a day without Nisa's husband getting into some trouble. He's the lol cow of the century, my boy, my friends. But we got Idubbbz' wife just got exposed big time. So here we go. We're gonna, I don't know why I'm not subscribed to More Pegasus. More Pegasus is an incredible creator. You need to check him out. Big fan. But I guess there's some drama about these like absolute morons. So I want to get right into it.
Welcome back to the most diabolical series on the internet. In today's video, Ethan has just exposed a ton of info about Anissa and Anissa's husband. Basically, Idubbbz' boxing trainer Mike says that Anissa was basically cheating on Ian by having a crush on one of Ian's boxing opponents.
Bro, she has a crush on everyone except for Idubbbz, dude. What was that dude's name? Chris Raygun. Chris Raygun. She was just like drooling. She's like, Chris Raygun, please lay that ray gun inside me. I want you to go pow pow inside me. Every time anybody but Idubbbz is there, Hasan's there, she's like, Hasani wani, hit my punani nani.
Apparently, she was also bragging about being a gold digger and a whole bunch of lore. Hasan has responded to the flag clip where he glazes yet another terrorist. Alrighty, subscribe to achieve all of your dreams, and let's begin. Basically, Ethan was doing a call with Idubbbz' former boxing coach, and Idubbbz knew that he had some serious dirt on him, so he started panicking. Idubbbz panic texted his former coach before he called into the Ace3 Expo show today. Bro,
this is how you know that Idubbbz is part of the group that wants to hide everything. It's so funny that these guys are constantly projecting everybody else, so they're concerned trolls. We will not be watching that video on my channel. I'm sorry, dude. I am not gonna subject myself to ball gag torture to watch a crappy Idubbbz breadtube video. I'm sorry, bro. If he talks like 2 seconds about the actual creator clash stuff, which he just seems like an ass throughout the whole thing. It's nothing new. It's nothing that anybody else hasn't said that he was going to do. It's everything you think it was going to be, and it's just latched onto a video that he made because now he's trying to be the next Noah Samson. Well, because I guess Noah Samson's getting sued by anybody. By the way, nobody's actually going to sue anybody. I think it's so funny every time I hear these lawsuits getting like levied. It's like, I'm going to sue you. I'm going to sue you. No, I'm going to sue you. It's like, shut up, dude. Nobody's suing anybody. I'm sorry. Everybody's made money from this. I think maybe the only person who could have any case is Mutahar, maybe, because Mutahar stays out of the drama, which he doesn't, but he stays out of the drama. So this could have an effect on his channel because he doesn't dive into the drama too much, and I think that his videos push far enough away to where some of his fan base could have left. But everybody else has gained followers from this, has gained steam, has had way more people in their lives, had way more people clicking on their videos. Every single one who's been involved in that, and that includes me, baby. So it's just like, I don't see where you could go to court and actually prove the fact that you had some sort of loss of some kind.
Hey Michael, not sure if this is clickbait or not, but saw your face on Ace3 podcast thumbnail. Let me know if it's real and if you want to talk. I'm hoping it's just some clickbait because I'd be happy to talk if you had some unresolved feelings about Anissa. Lamau, Anissa used Idubbbz' phone to text him. Unresolved feelings. This guy snorts pure estrogen for sure. Alrighty, let's start with the clips. Mike, Idubbbz' former coach, reveals that Ian and Anissa flew out a bunch of influencers and paid for an entire hotel for 300 plus of them, plus parties during Creator Clash 2.
I wonder where all the money went. But which is funny because Idubbbz himself was like, yeah, we threw this giant lavish party because we figured all of these streamers would be like free advertising. No, motherfucker, you paid for it. You paid for that advertising. You jumped out, you threw your weird, sad, like CTE covered nipples. I know CTE is for the head, but he threw his nipples out on the stage and said, please guys, suck these, and then let's throw this out in the algorithm, and we'll get really big. Everybody will buy pay-per-views. Well, it didn't work, compadre, and you ended up having to do an I suck dildos for 14 hours live stream.
And Anissa did in fact pay for Hasan and all of his compadres to travel to and stay at Creator Clash 2.
They were talking about that long before, about how they had to fly in all these people. First of all, they rented the hotel for over 300 creators. And flew a lot of them in. When the first year it was much more scaled back. We just had a couple floors of like some place, like a nice sweet place, but it wasn't extravagant at all. And then the second year, they did that full hotel for 300 creators. They flew.
It's just so crazy how they thought they were gonna make money from this. They absolutely screwed everybody.
A lot of people in. One of the people they flew in was Froggy Tonic, and they flew him in from France.
That's insane.
They flew him in from fucking France. The guy they weren't even that close of friends with. He kind of edited one of my videos one time, guys. Guys, he just kind of edited my videos. I don't have to say anything about him. Dude, fucking hilarious.
They rented out the whole hotel for 300 creators. And when we asked them if Ian's dad was going to be there, because he was there for the first event, they said they couldn't afford to fly Ian's dad in. It was too expensive.
Bro, could you imagine holding an event like that and being like, you know, I'm gonna fly in this guy that one day will like wish for somebody's kids to be taken away, some schizo goon bag that we had edit some of our stuff, or we're gonna fly him in, right? We're gonna fly him in, but not my own parents, bro, because you know, they're like toxic and like big cringing gay. My parents big cringing gay. They think that we should be having like arguments and like doing the whole like WWE, UFC, boxing thing, you know, pretty much any combat sport thing. They think we should be running it like a normal combat sport, and actually they think we're a bunch of pussies because we keep talking about the love of the sport because this is like a fucking anime. I don't know if that's how the dad really was, but dude, if Idubbbz was my kid, I'd be like, oh, what a pussy.
Yeah. I know. Ian and Issa brought out his whole crew from France.
His whole crew?
Charity event, by the way, guys. I just flew out an entire flipping concert of people to an event, you know? I used the money for kids with cancer for parties with my friends. I really wonder what happens if you would add up all the flight tickets and the hotels. How much...
By the way, I don't trust these three either. I really don't. I think there's a lot of people giving them a lot of credit and stuff, but these mother truckers are out there still calling this a charity event when it's not. It's not a charity event, guys. If I were to walk around with a sign on the street that was like next to me while I'm selling lemonade, if I have a sign next to me that says donate to this, right? It says donate to this. It's just got a GoFundMe like website on it or a QR code, but I'm selling the lemonade, and then you come and buy the lemonade thinking that the lemonade's money is going to that GoFundMe, but then you find out later that I was just pocketing the lemonade money because I gotta pay for the stand, I gotta pay for the lemons, and I have to pay myself because it's hot in the middle of summer. I'm not just gonna sell lemonade for free. So obviously that's the charity aspect, but you can't criticize me because I had that there, so it's now a charity lemonade stand. That's not how shit works in the real world, my brother, my homie, my dude.
Much money would actually go to charity, because I feel like it would be a lot. And I was wondering, how does an event with big creators fail so hard? How do you lose $250,000? I mean, I could literally put a donation link in the description, raise $1, and it would be more effective than Idubbbz and Anissa's entire event. That's how incompetent it was. Also, Idubbbz flew out everybody except his own dad. Bro has money for 300 of Hasan's cronies, but not his own family. What's
Bro,
good?
he has money to buy like 80 Zins in California, which California everything like costs way more because they got so many stringent like rules and stuff. Like a can of Copenhagen or a can of Zin in California is probably like $10. The dude had like a couple racks just sitting in his hand of Zins right there. But no. This is the slap Ethan Klein, god damn it. I mean, I can't afford to pay charity, but I can damn sure afford to buy a bunch of Zins for a 2-second bit in intro of a shitty video.
What would be their excuse now? Ian and Anissa right now. Oh, this is a good one. I need to add it to my SpongeBob collection. Hasan over your own dad. Christ. Anyways, it continues. Apparently,
well, that's because Anissa wants Hasan to be her daddy. She wants to like tie Ian up in a corner and like throw tomatoes at him and then just watch her get plowed by Hasan. Now, I've always said in the past that Idubbbz was the one taking it from Hasan, but you know, I think they just put him in a sad chair, turn him around so he can't even watch, he can't even cook, and they're just throwing tomatoes at him.
apparently the story involves Pokimane. Mike leaks that Anissa was adamant about having certain people at the event like Pokimane.
Because she would always talk about a certain group of people. It was like somebody named Pokimane and all these other people. And she would always talk about how She wants like them to be there, and she wants to be a part of their group.
Knowing that detail, it breaks my heart that she had to settle for denims.
Welcome.
You want Pokimane? Instead of getting the Leafy Destroyer, you get the idiot Bimbo who always gets destroyed. That's what you settle with, Anissa. So basically, yeah, you settle for Hasan's version of you, only worse. At least you got Idubbbz. Denims has nothing.
Yeah. I don't even know these people, but yeah.
Yeah, and I mean, once again, the only people I really know in the YouTube world is you guys, because you guys were so nice to us. Like, we got more clout from being on your show than we ever did from working with Ian, because he would never show any of the work we did. He would never, and then everybody else, it drove me crazy. Like, AB would shout out his coach, Wale.
Wow, dude, Idubbbz is such a greedy piece of trash, refusing to share even a smidgen of clout for somebody literally helping him out a ton. Bro, I just don't get this mindset. It really seems—
Well, he's a selfish piece of shit. Like, it's not even like, I don't understand his mindset. No, dude, everybody knows people like this. Everybody knows somebody who's not willing to give credit to other people around them. It's like, oh, well, this guy helped me out a ton, dude. He made sure to make all my stuff look cool. He worked out with me. He spent a lot of his time, but I paid him, so fuck him, right? I paid him. He got his. I don't need to thank him. Like, tell that guy to pound sand up his penis hole, and I'm gonna keep doing my thing, because I'm the empathetic Idubbbz. I found empathy, my dude, my guy. I figured it out. I'm the most empathetic guy out here, and that means that I don't have to be nice to anybody.
Seems like they're the most selfish, narcissistic people ever. And I'm so glad that Mike has come out talking about this, because it really connects the dots about what kind of person Idubbbz actually is. And of course they wanted Pokimane in, bro. She would fit right in there. Literally the most fake, pandering person ever.
Well, I mean, she's a part of the Twitch goon bags, bro. She's a part of the Twitch goon bags. And these guys, like, all want to, like, circle jerk each other 24/7.
It was never about charity. It was always a ploy for Anissa to establish industry connections in the streamer world. She wanted to be part of the Poggers community so bad. It makes sense. She's a washed up streamer that's only known for being Ian's wife and being an influencing factor for a career's end. When you're 500k down 2 weeks before your event, if you're a broke boy, just say so. We'll get to this part.
Yeah, dude, it's so funny, dude. And I love the fact that Pokimane recently, I had to give my wife a water bottle. I never took the headphones off. I was here, dude. I wasn't chair reacting. I promise you guys. But no, I love that Pokimane was like poor shaming people so that she could make more gajillions of dollars. And then like a few years ago, but this year, dude, she's like, God, I hate rich people. There shouldn't be billionaires. God, rich people suck so bad. Bitch, you're rich. You're so much fucking richer than like 99% of content creators, dude. What are you complaining about? You're like, you are the people that most of these like online virgin incel types or Redditor types are complaining about. That's you, my dog. That's you. You're talking about yourself, homie.
Now Mike talks about why he got fired.
Because then we went back to the hotel, and then they were eating at Denny's, and they said, we need to have a meeting. So I have to go to Denny's. And they pretty much then talked about how they were going to have to fire me because I reminded Ian of his father when his father would yell.
I saw this on Twitter. Daddy issues. He reminds me of my daddy. And my daddy one time told me no. And you told me no, that's not the right stance. And my dad said that I suck at everything and he hates my wife. And that's why I didn't invite him to my stupid boxing tournament. Daddy sucks. Daddy's never there. He never really cared.
Him as a kid.
Bro got fired for reminding him of his dad. I mean, is anybody shocked that Ian has daddy issues, bro? Like, you would think—
Nah, you bitch. You bitch. He ain't got nothing going for him, Dad. He's got like so much like pussy growing between his legs, dude. He's got his dick shriveled, bro. Now I got a micropene, bro. That means that I got a higher intellect, though, right? I got that super high intellect. I ain't no dumb big wiener haver. But yeah, Idubbbz has been like slowly shrinking and inverting, but it's already hanging above his gaping like Arby's sandwich, dude. His Arby's sandwich is just like dripping with sauce for Anissa to just pound up and Hasan to watch, or no, Hasan to pound, her to watch, and just clap there like, I hope I get clout for this.
Issa has the daddy issues, right? And I'm sure she does. But
Goalpost move. What can you do exactly, dude? These guys move, dude. If they ran an NFL game, the field would end up being like 1,000 yards long because they're like, no, you just scored a touchdown. We gotta move it again. We gotta move it again.
Ian is so emasculated that it kind of makes sense. Also, again, just being fair, we're only hearing their side of the story here. Based on all the other information I know about Idubbbz, I'm inclined to believe it. But of course,
I would believe some trucker giving blowjobs on the side of the road to get his truck tires fixed, right? Over anything that Anissa and her husband have to say, bro. These guys are just lying goon bags. They've proved to be just malicious liars on every single account. They don't show any sort of moral fiber whatsoever. So I would believe like your neighborhood crackhead who's literally just looking like a porcupine. He's got so many needles sticking out of him over these guys.
if they come out disputing any of the stuff, that's fair enough, but I highly doubt they actually will. In fact, if you remember, Idubbbz' response to taking 34% from charity was that he allocated it to himself so that he could personally later give it to charity.
Sure, buddy. Sure, buddy. That's what you're gonna do. That's what you're gonna do. Oh, coming at you live. It's me, Idubbbz, and I'm totally gonna donate all of this money that is getting pushed toward me. Now that fighters only get 20% of the profits, while I and my wife that are doing nothing this time around, we're not even boxing. We're gonna get 34% just for showing our ass.
Which literally makes negative sense. Mike reveals that Anissa talks shit about Ethan and Hila during Creator Clash 1. Leaks story about Ian stinking up the room. Also questions Anissa's commitment to her religion. Oh yeah, she's Muslim, guys.
She's like, dude, come on. She like had a video talking about why she left Islam, but now she's back because it's topical, because it's so vogue, dude. It's so vogue to be Islam now, and it wasn't before, I guess. I don't know. Well, I mean, it didn't fit that edgy atheist time period on the internet. So, oh no, we gotta be edgy atheists. That's the cool thing now. Oh no, being Islamic's cool now. Wow, I didn't rip a Quran on my fucking YouTube videos, and my wife didn't denounce her religion. That didn't happen. You're the crazy one. You're unhinged.
Up the gym so bad you had to move him away from people.
Yes.
Okay. Hold on. Let me just sit with that.
0.5 hotter, as if like his breath didn't stink all the time.
Here's how to own the libs in 20.
Here's how to own the libs. Oh, you gotta get those stupid libtards. Jesus, so stupid, bro. Oh yeah, you gotta buy this coin. This coin with Trump's face on it. That's how you own the libs, my dudes.
Yeah.
Another question. I heard that Anissa was talking shit about me and us even before Creator Clash 1.
She had said that she didn't like associating with you guys for some reason, but then like you had been doing better or something, so they were happy to go on your show. But yeah, she definitely had mentioned like something about you and Hila, and like, or maybe it was just you, but somebody had done something that had offended her at one point.
I'm sure.
She thought,
Dude, if you offend Anissa, dude, well, Idubbbz has to just crawl his happy ass onto screen and then like pretend to be their friends so they can just suck all the clout off of them because they're fucking clout vampires. Just fuck this, dude.
yeah, so she felt like you guys weren't like good people or something, but then
Dude, so he can personally use the 34%. This is another great point. Chat just came up with another great point. So he can personally use that 34% he gives away if he decides to as a charitable tax write-off. The fans don't get to use their charity fight ticket as a tax write-off. Absolutely, dude. These guys are goofballs. These guys are losers, dude. The fact, and it's not a charity event if none of the money's going to charity, bro. If in your profits, I went and did this on stream, so one of my videos out there show me going into the Creator Clash webpage, looking at where the money goes. Zero, zippo, not even a little smidgen is going to goddamn charity, dude. They don't give a shit about those kids with cancer. They're like, yeah, let them die. If you wanna donate to a Tiltified, then you can care, but we sure don't. It's gross, dude.
then once you could do that.
Hey, Mike, welcome to the chat.
Show, but she loved AB and Lena. She always loved them because she would be like, they're Muslim and I'm Muslim.
Yeah, it's
and I was like,
yeah.
everything you do is haram. Like nothing you do is. I have Muslim fighters.
Yes.
They pray 5 times a day. They
don't touch women.
Like
besides your wife.
They're a couple of them are from Dagestan, right? And in Dagestan, you're not allowed to shake a woman's hand. Like, but they put their hand on. They're very respectful, right?
Ah, yes, Anissa, the devout Muslim, literally goes against every practice ever. Literally made a video saying why I left Islam. Literally said,
yeah, dude, it's a grift. It's so bullshit, dude. Once it started becoming cool to be like, to be Muslim on the internet, a lot of these people just started like showing their ass. They were like, oh, look at my ass cheeks, dude. It says Muslim tattooed across my ass. You know that's haram. You're just being racist. Racism.
that telling her dad she wasn't religious was the hardest thing she ever had to do. Literally makes an OnlyFans posting lewd pictures. She found out she's like 8% Arab because of some random online test, and then
no. Now she's half Arab, half Irish, dude. So she's basically next year she's gonna be 100% Arab, bro. Her Irish half is gonna die because of the potato famine. She's gonna eat a bad French fry. It's gonna give her food poisoning, and that's gonna kill off her Irish half. So she's just gonna be full Muslim by this time next year.
she went with it, bro.
I mean, are Arab, not Muslim. Muslim's a religion. Arab's a culture, or like a race, I guess.
I can't be serious. Also, didn't her husband tear up the holy book? Dude, you'd be like
Yep. Dude, literally ripped the Quran in half.
executed in some places for that shit. Mark my words, that woman is going to ruin his life, Sam Hyde. God, how bad does he smell? At first it sounded like he just had some body odor, but now it's like he's some kind of insane homeless person. Is it because he shits himself? I'm watching it right now. There's a brutal destruction of their fake social media characters and actually revealing their private true beings. I thought calling him a cuck was a joke, but I'm starting to think that he actually enjoys domination and humiliation by her. Anyways, now
bro just looks at this point just looks like a broken puppy dog. He looks like that sad broken lap dog. He just knows that when he goes home he's got to put the collar on and walk around and eat out of his little dog bowl. Idubbbz has zero integrity anymore. He just Nisa's like, hey, our bank account's getting a little low and my clout meter's dropping. I need you to make a video. Do one of those cool based, like, super awesome, not boring whatsoever breadtube videos.
Harley joins in and he has the same background as Keemstar. Mike alleges that Ina and Anissa were negative 500k weeks before Creator Clash 2. They would still spend money on the after party award show.
To dress nicely for the gala, that there would be pictures and such.
We found out it was a red carpet event that they flew Getty Images in for. So they straight up flew Getty Images to take pictures for.
The amount of clout they were sucking off of it. Dude, they're barnacles on the side of a boat at this point, dude. They're just collecting as much as they fucking can, dude.
The event. Say when we asked them about it, and I said, hey, is there a gala? And they said, oh, you guys don't even.
Here's the thing. Somebody in chat, Mike in chat, just brought out. I know you've been covering this stuff, but as soon as somebody makes a video on the falling out between Trump and Elon, that would be interesting to watch. Covering political stuff. Here's the problem. I don't want to like get too much in the political weeds because that's where most people start falling into this rabbit hole where they just turn into like political nut jobs. And for me, that's really not a position I'm going to like jump in on. And like, here's my position on Trump and Elon. Elon's cringe as shit. I think Doge was a good idea, but I still think Elon's like a fucking like a cringe lord above all cringe lords. And I really just don't want to like give my positions on my like political views because I'm just a retard who laughs at retards on the internet. And I just feel like I'm not going to add any great political content to it because I'm just a drama guy and I like being a drama guy. I think when you get into that politics, a lot of these people get a lot of big airs about them and they think that they're superior, and I don't want to turn into somebody like Idubbbz or even Ethan Klein thinking he's fucking smarter now just because of the fact that he's covering politics. It's bullshit, bro. And that's my problem with all these political guys is they all sit here and they're just they fucking soy jack over themselves because, oh, I cover politics. I cover the drama that matters. It's like, shut the fuck up, dude. Yeah, like my position is pretty clear. I'm 100% for freedom of speech. I'm really big on that, and I like I think the Second Amendment is one of the most important things out there. You can figure out my political views from there. I don't like getting into the nuance nuances. I like making jokes every once in a while. Everything ends up having a little bit of a political angle to it. That's just how things are. But I don't want to be the guy that's constantly covering politics.
And worry about it. You
How old am I? 87 years old.
don't have to go to that. And I said, what? This is what Anissa said. And I said, what? And I said, well, some of the sparring partners got invited. And she said, I don't know how they got on that list. They weren't supposed to be on the list.
Yeah, they weren't supposed to be on the list. Get them out of here. Get them out of here. They're the scourge. I only want the people that I want to suck clout off of. I don't want these underlings. I want to be hanging out with the nobles, not the commoners. Get out of here, you commoner filth.
In my mind, I'm like, Ian had invited them. He sent them the email personally.
What
right?
a disgusting human being she seems to be. I'm sorry.
Oh, she didn't want any of us there. She only wanted like creators there or people that would, I guess, make her feel like she could get more clout.
Bro, she just wants to be in the room with whoever she wants to be in the room with a bunch of like self-flatulators, dude. She wants to be in the room in like that South Park sketch where they were fucking like farting and just oh. So what did you think of my latest video? I thought it was pretty good. Oh, it was a good video. Yeah, it was a good video. Oh, yours has a good ripe smell to it too, my dude.
Of course, you're only invited to the gala if you're in the.
Yeah, fucking Mike is age maxing me right now, saying that he's fucking 130. I'm gonna fucking youth what 130, dude? I'm 170,000 years old. Go fuck yourself, Mike. I'm older than you, dude. I could have fucked your great grandmother and then like watched her like wither and die away.
The approved Ian and Anissa list, right? You must either support terrorists or be a fake piece of shit. If you're actually a good person or someone trying to help, you're just not invited. I don't know about you guys, but I feel like you should have a ton of respect for, you know, your boxing coach, you know, someone taking the time to help you train and, you know, sort of risking their reputation for you publicly as well. I'm actually shocked. Like,
yeah,
I knew
they don't give a shit about that. They're useful tools to them. They're the useful help. They're the help, dude. They're the help. They see them as like, oh, these guys aren't that important. They're just a help, bro. They're just they don't matter until they go to talk about me. Then oh, they were my friends, dude. I can't believe my friends would talk about me. It's time to have my empathy again.
they were bad, but this is just lacking basic human decency.
So she told us we didn't have to come to the event. She doesn't know why we would want.
Okay, King Jiffy Goats. There's some guy named John in my chat right now. He's just super mad because I'm 1,000 years older than his grandmother.
To be at the event, and I said, "What's the event for?"
Yeah.
And she said, "And it's award show." And I said, "What are the awards for?" And she said, "They're awards for the boxing." And I said, "Why wouldn't his coach want to be there? Why wouldn't his team want to be there?" I was like, that makes no sense. So everybody else, all the other coaches I talked to, I said, "Hey, did you guys know about the gala?"
Hey, thanks, 20 plus viewers. Yeah, they support terrorists. No, they do fucking support terrorists, dude. Like, I'm sorry, dude. Hezbollah, Hamas, and the Houthis are designated terrorist groups. So if you support them, you are supporting terrorists, you fucking goonbag, dude.
They said, "Yeah." I said, "Did you bring a suit for it?" And all of them had freaking like 3-piece suits with like kerchiefs and everything. I had sweatpants. I'm like,
Oh,
what the
dude, that's so messed up. Why? It's like you're the guy connected with the event organizers, and they're explicitly excluding you guys.
It's because we're both very professional, we're both very direct and very transparent. If they told us that they were going to throw a huge gala after the fight and it was going to cost a ton of money, we would have asked them, why are you doing this?
They were negative 500K before the event.
Dude, I just call it.
But they care so much about the children, guys. They care about the children. This was never about clout. This is never about hanging out with the other Twitch thoughts, bro. This was never about any of this shit, dude. It was always about the children. They cared about the kids, dude.
Quits at that point, you know, use some of that party money to pay for their charity at least, have a somewhat clear conscience.
Dude, chat. I got a goonbag in chat again. I always love when these Hamas Piker stands show up and they're like, "You can't make fun of my hummus pickles. You can't make fun of my hummus pickles. It's he doesn't. He's the best. He always says the greatest things in the world. Hummus pickles is my god. He's my Jim Jones. I will happily drink the Flavor Aid."
Bro, I don't know if I was raised differently, but I feel like anyone would feel horrible if they like snubbed a charity like that. Bro, I feel bad over the tiniest shit. Like, dude, I buy chicken and rice at a certain food stall very often, right? And like the auntie there knows me and she gives me like a larger portion because I'm a regular. And she essentially just always wants to give me like a discount. And I just have to reject it every time because I'm like, damn, you're
Oh my god, more Pegasus. You're such a good guy, more Pegasus. Look how fucking moral you are, dude. You're so moral. You have so much better value. I hate when people do this shit. Like, get the fuck out of here, dude. I know he's doing a bit. But like, come on, dude. Like, you don't need to flex your morals right now, dude. Like, we get it.
way too sweet. You're helping me out so much, you know, giving me this delicious food like every few days or whatever. And I always end up tipping a little bit more because I feel like good people with good hearts should.
Oh my gosh, dude, he tips more, dude. He tips more. Thank you, more Pegasus. Thank you, dude. I was worried that poor little Nona. Poor little Nona was having to go home, and her family was like starving, dude. They were like starving, but she knew that once a week, dude, once a week, more Pegasus, you'd go in and you would get that you'd make sure to get that extra 10%, dude. Everybody else goes 20, you go fucking 30, man. You go 30%, my dude. And then her family can eat, dude. They can eat, and it's all because of you, more Pegasus. You're so great, dude. Now I like more Pegasus, but this shit always cringes me out, dude. I'm not gonna lie, dude. It's like, look how great I am. Look at my morals, dude. Look how good I am, dude. I don't know. It just always cringe. Dude, just call him a fucking retard and move on.
Should be rewarded. And I don't know, man, it's crazy to think people like Idubbbz and Anissa exist, just like straight personifications of evil, you know?
Unless you have a big following, she's not gonna give you a shout out. She'll just suck the blood out of you and go away.
Yeah.
So you think Anissa
Anissa, the succubus.
is the one calling the shots, though?
Oh, 100%.
I do, but it is also Ian that allows it to happen.
He enjoys it. That's what I'm trying to tell you.
Dude, chat going on, dude. Imagine thinking Hamas isn't a terrorist organization, dude. Even the Palestinians are like, please get them the fuck out of here, bro. They're running this bitch like a tyrannical government. We need them gone. And then all of a sudden they die.
Wow.
Yeah.
Feel sorry for
Enjoys
Ian.
it.
What is
Yes.
happening with them?
Yes, he enjoys it. We used to feel sorry for him.
I did.
Yeah, we
All
both
the
did.
time.
We both did. Michael felt sorry for
Wait. Hold on, guys. We got a retard chat moment. More Pegasus needs to play less video games and touch more grass. He literally has an opinion crafted by the mainstream lobbyists with nothing unique about it. Copy and pasted. Nothing more shall he add that does be as smart as what I can craft. Bro, you look at like, dude, who gets more mainstream protection than Hasan? Like, tell me somebody who gets more glaze pieces written about them than Hasan does. Oh wait, nobody. So your bullshit is thrown out the window, bro. Mainstream media like will jump to this guy's defense half the time, bro. This is like, come the fuck on, dude. It's the mainstream media. They're the villains. Yeah, like, yeah, we agree, but you're just so off base because you think that they're not supporting your fucking goon bag.
For him up until CC2. After CC1, I cut that shit off because I was like, you know what?
Yeah, dude, he should have shouted out. Well, I mean, actually, so I saw in chat that Mediocre on a good day, he should shout out the food stall's name, maybe. I don't think so because when covering this type of stuff with goon bags like the Cooking with Science guy in my chat, who's just super upset about me thinking that Hamas is a terrorist group, they will harass them just because more Pegasus goes there because they're fucking psychopaths.
She's a fucking liar, and he's a liar, and he enjoys all the punishment that she gives him.
Yeah.
Dude, chat's going, you're an Israeli No, I'm not Israeli. I don't like I don't like the Israeli government either. I really don't like the Israeli government either. I don't know how many times I have to say this. Every time I hit fucking live, every time I post a video, you have all these douchebags that come in and act like they want to put you in a box. They want to make you this Zionist monster when most people, even if they're pro like the like civilians of Gazans, like Gaza, pro-Palestinian like civilians, they don't like Hamas either. Most people don't like fucking Hamas other than your weirdo extremists, dude. I don't like extremists. And I don't like the way that Israel's handling shit over there. I don't think it's crazy to have that take.
So let it be.
Dude, it's actually confirmed. Idubbbz is an Omega level puck. Bro, you can't make cinema this good. She actually likes dominating him, and he loves watching. Now they talk about how Idubbbz wasn't even putting in effort for the boxing.
They were negative 500K before the event. So the reason we found this out was because I wanted Ian to start doing 2 training sessions a day. And I said, Ian, you need to start doing 2 a day. And he was like, why?
Ian, you're a little Twinkie boy. You're scrawny, you're weak, you're ribs and a dick. That's all you got, buddy. We need to get you some muscles or you're gonna get fucking rocked and socked again, dude. We watched what happened to you the first time. You didn't train enough. So let's amp that shit up. Let's get you a dub, bro. You need a dub. This is like what you need, brother. But no, instead, my dude, he's like, nah. You're reminding me of my dad now, so you're fucking fired, dude. You're fired. Don't ever call me skinny again.
Why should I do 2 a days? And I told him, I was like, Ian, you're not good at boxing, man. My brand is at stake. So you need to do 2 a days. That's what pro boxers do. And then I told him, I said, my brand is on the line. I said, you can go back to YouTube. My whole life is fighting and coaching fighters. And I'm like, so if you don't have a good performance, that's going to look bad on me. After the first event, for the first event, he didn't do any of his cardio. So that's why I ended up gassing out so bad.
I mean, of course, Idubbbz wouldn't care about someone else's.
Dude, chat just hit another one. My mod in chat just hit another one that was great. Ian and Anissa said anyone who owns anything over 1K deserves to get mugged. That is so, that's so cringe, bro. Because she walks around with, $1,000 purses all the time, dude. It's all, dude, none of these people stand by their morals, bro. They just say shit on screen. And because society is boiled down to where actions don't fucking matter anymore, they can just say whatever the fuck they want. And they will get enough dipshits to fall in line, bro. They'll get enough dipshits to fall in line and suck their toes hard enough that they won't actually look to corroborate any of their hypocrisies that they're showing on screen. Like me, I buy whatever the fuck you want. I'm not gonna tell somebody how to live their life. I really don't care. Do whatever the fuck you want, bro. But get out of here.
Reputation. He obviously only cares about himself. I think you owe it to your trainer to do.
Yeah. Okay. One more thing. I'm gonna pull chat up again, dude. I'm gonna pull a chat up again. We'll pull this up, dude. Guys complaining. You're crashing out. Are you Palestinian? Do you know what you're talking, or you're talking about, or are you just blabbering? Why do you want me to get into the entire conflict of Israel and Palestine? Because I don't want to. It's fucking annoying, and every time I do one of these, everybody wants me to do the entire geopolitical history when it's a blood war in the Middle East that's been going on forever. That I'm sick of civilians dying on both sides. I think that's a fair position. I think Israel has the right to exist. Their civilians have a right to live, and I also think the Palestinians have a right to exist, and their civilians have a right to live. I don't think either government, either government, but the terrorist group, and what I think should be classified as a terrorist group, which is the ADF. I don't think either of them are great, and I think that that it's just a bad situation. What do you want me to say other than it's fucking zero, or it's some fucking bullshit? I'm not gonna sit here and I'm not gonna stand here and give you the entire oh well, because Israel did this and then this. I'm a fucking shit thrower. I'm a mud swimming guy. I'm not your geopolitical fucking world problems guy, and I'm not here to pretend and virtue signal like I am. It's fucking retarded when people do that.
Do your absolute best, especially for a big spectacle like this. Obviously, nobody expects you to win, but just attend the training sessions, give it your all, so it doesn't look like he's a shit trainer or something, you know? I think I know the problem. I think Idubbbz was only 31 at this time. He obviously unlocked empathy at 32, guys.
Well, yeah, because he unlocked empathy, he was too scared to punch his opponent. He was too scared to punch his opponent, so he just got fucking beat. You just got fucking whooped because he was too scared. He was too empathetic to make good contact. If he was like old Idubbbz, he would have won the fight, dude.
Remember? Now, apparently Anissa was ordering Ian around like a dog.
And afterwards, everybody's hanging out, and she walks up to Ian and she goes, "You're hungry."
Yes.
And then so they had to leave because Ian was hungry. So she tells Ian when he was hungry. We're like, what the hell?
Dude, what is this? Dude, Idubbbz is like, what do you call Rick? Rick from Game of Thrones. You know the guy who got tortured so bad he like lost any semblance of his humanity and like literally just forgot everything?
Dude, not gonna lie, this is such a fucking on point comparison because like Idubbbz looks like just like this like soulless husk of a human now.
About himself and is just like a hollow husk of himself. Yeah, that's basically Idubbbz. He also got his pee-pee cut off, which I guess figuratively happened to Idubbbz here. Anyways, Anissa somehow made it about herself, said that her brand was at stake.
Well, he went and told Anissa that I can't.
By the way, I see everybody, a lot of these people who are spamming in chat. I did like, oh, like notice me. I'm not gonna fucking read your shit because you're just trying to like start shit, and I don't care. It's gonna derail me, so I'm not gonna bring it up. There's your one point. That's like the one time I will acknowledge you for the rest of this stream.
I told him my brand was at stake. So the next day she comes into the gym super mad, and she's like, "Our brand is at stake. We're $500,000 in the hole right now." And we're like,
I wish I knew that. I wish I knew that at that time. I think a lot of the fighters would have liked to have known that.
They were spending the money from the ticket sales on the hotel, on flying people in, on all these other things. So it was just like,
so those decisions, the gala decisions, were made while in the red.
And then he says,
Could you imagine, just put this in perspective. You're sitting here, people are criticizing you because you started a drama with Froggy Fresh, but you're saying that you can't be criticized because this is a charity event. You care about sick kids, bro. You care about the fucking sick kids, dude. You're such an empathetic guy. You can't criticize me. Froggy's the fucking douchebag because he said my wife's a whore. He's the fucking loser here, bro. I'm gonna apologize about all my previous content, and I'm gonna talk about how I'm running a charity event, and it's gonna be all cool, and you can't criticize me. Could you imagine doing that while also being like endless money in the red, and also setting up a giant gala so you guys could suck off each other's friends? This is fucking insane to me. They basically scammed everyone. They scammed everyone, at least in regards to the people who went and donated on that stream, which I'm glad that they donated to the cancer because those kids deserved it, bro. Those kids fucking deserved to get that money. And so to have the 24-hour I Suck Dildo streams by Idubbbz is at least some kids got cancer money. But like the fact that they were so willing to like screw over the entire event just to get a bunch of like clout for a 5-minute gala afterwards is so cringe, dude.
we lost money, but I don't regret throwing the after party.
Hey, welcome to the stream, Grin Soros. He said, I don't even know what's going on. I'm just stormed and randomly clicked on this shit. Welcome to the shit show, my brother.
Dude, throwing parties when you're 500k in the red and not even regretting it, that is insane. And Anissa making it all about herself is the least surprising thing. But now we get to the juicy part. Apparently, Anissa was cheating on Ian. She was like crushing on another guy.
She was hitting on one of his sparring partners and was obsessed with him and gave him a VIP pass to the event.
A lot of his sparring partners got the passes, but she definitely had a big crush on one of the guys that would come in and spar with them, because anytime they would spar, she would just be super into it and watch every moment. And then
what the fuck's going on in chat, bro? Somebody's like, name 6 books, dude. I mean, you got Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets, Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone, Harry Potter and the Goblet of Fire. I'm just kidding, bro.
Even if he would like beat Ian up, she'd be very into it. And then
I want to say that I want to say that before. So Anissa never gave shoutouts to Michael training Ian at all, but she put out the first video of Ian like getting hit, rocked in sparring when Ian was sparring with her crush. Yeah.
It was our friend Gabe.
She shared it.
Bro, just imagine, bro. Your wife's like, "Oh my god, dude, are you sparring Captain Longschlong again? Oh my gosh, that's so crazy. I might have to watch you today. Oh, you want to see me fight? Yeah, I want to see you fight. That's really why I'm going. Ian, you fucking idiot. But Captain Longschlong, dude. Oh my god."
Yeah, and we have a clip too. You guys can show.
I would call him Gorgeous Gabe.
There's no shot, bro. She was crushing on another guy who was.
Oh, dude, somebody's mad at me. He's like, I got a few good clips of this guy. Spread those everywhere, baby. Make sure you spread as many of these clips as you fucking want, dude. Make sure to sub and get tons and tons and tons more clips of my ass being an absolute goon bag. I love to see them all over the internet.
Was actively beating up Ian, like punching his face in. Dude, I told you guys, he's the ultimate puck. He loves watching. He loves watching from the puck chair. And once again, I'm just saying, if something comes out involving Hasan and Anissa, I'm just...
Dude, I don't like Hasan, but I think he's got better standards, bro. I think Hasan can pull better, honestly. And I don't even like Hasan. I think anybody that would like want to be in his orbit is a fucking absolute retard. Like being a Hasan fan is basically like those kids that were eating Tide Pods on TikTok.
Saying I call
but
it.
I still think he has better standards than Anissa.
I want every person to come back to this channel.
Dude, King Jiffy, come, bro. Let's go, dude. I love that name, dude. Dude, I'm just sitting here just blasting off, and the mic comes misting in the air and spreading to humanity. What a great name.
And tell me that I called it if that ever gets leaked. But anyways, to be fair, this is he said, she said, so we don't know 100% unless some more proof comes out. But it's funny to think about. Anyways, we got even more lore. Apparently, Anissa is also a gold digger. Anissa allegedly had a pact with her mom.
She take my money when I'm in need. Yeah, I'm a traveling bitch indeed. My name is Anissa. I cook Idubbbz every day. He's a little bitch, and he gets paid for pay.
To marry somebody rich and of the same religion.
Dude, you know somebody's gonna do like somebody's gonna get like an AI song that's just like Gold Digger, but it's about Anissa, bro.
He exposed her for being like the first person.
It's gonna be the next great thing since he's a communist with a Gucci bag. Got his product pics. Gotta have his bag.
Ian's ever been with, right?
Yes.
So in my opinion, what happened was she even told us she used to always tell her mom, "I'm gonna be with a millionaire," and so we think that once
she used to tell her mom that she would be with a millionaire. How do you know that?
Her mom told her that it had to be someone rich.
How did you know that?
Well, she told us.
She would tell us that.
It was. I know. I remember exactly. It was when we were in Vegas going to the other podcast, and we were inside the Uber, and we were with Ian and Anissa. And Anissa said that like her mom only had two expectations for her to marry someone that was rich and also to be of her religion, right? And so she said that Anissa goes.
So to be fair to like Anissa's mom, right? In this situation, that's like the same religion thing is like that's a normal thing that most parents want. If their parents like religious, they want they want their kid to marry somebody in the same religion. That's not a crazy expectation. Like I'm absolutely gonna stand on the hill that that's not a bad thing for her mom to want.
Well, I mean, I didn't get someone that was of my religion, but at least I got one part of it right. He's rich. And then she like laughed about it. And then he was in the car and you could tell he was bothered by it.
By the way, I do see chat. If you say the N-word in my chat, that is the only thing, that is my only rule to where I will ban you.
I was bothered.
Who wouldn't be bothered by that?
Dude, if your girl tells you she literally married you just for money, that is not a good relationship.
Like, I am pro free speech, but I also really care about my channel. So anybody, like, that's something, like, if you say anything that will get me banned on YouTube in my chat, I will delete it immediately. I'm not here to play those type of games.
She just admitted she's a gold digger. She
Dude, by the way, there's so many people in my chat wanting me to have a geopolitical talk about Israel-Palestine, and I just want to fucking make fun of like these douchebags. It's so funny how these fucking goonbags are just they're no better than me at this point. All they do is cover fucking drama, but their fan base will turn it into, oh well there's this geopolitical thing going on the other side of the world right now, and because they stand for that, they can't be criticized, which is disgusting. You're literally using the death of like innocent civilians and the death of people that like it's actually sad that they fucking died. They're using them as meat shields, which is disgusting.
Doesn't even care about your personality, your values, or you as a person. She was using you as a checkbox. Like, oh, I need to marry a millionaire. I guess Idubbbz will do. I mean, heck, he even lets me bang other dudes while he watches on the puck chair. What a deal. We got the 2-for-1 special. Then we have this crazy story about Kate here. Kate shares a tragic story about being a child bride and how Ian and Anissa ignored her when she asked them to help and then came back later when they needed help from her.
I'm a child bride survivor, and at the age of 12.
Oh, dude, that sucks, dude. That's so fucking, dude. The child bride shit is so disgusting. That is so fucking gross, dude. The fact that there's still states that allow that shit. Like, I'm sorry. I don't know what states still allow the fact that allow parents to, like, marry off their kids at, like, young ages. But those states need to change that shit as of fucking yesterday. That's fucking disgusting. I think Washington used to be one. And that's gross.
12, I was put into a child marriage from the time I was 12 until 23. Within my child marriage, I had 2 kids when I was 15 and 17. And this happened in America, okay? And Ian and Nisa are well aware of my story because I've had them at my home. They've seen my kids and everything. I gave my public testimony to support the bill, and you know, once I was on Seattle Times and television and everything. And I reached out to Ian and Nisa and I asked them if they could help.
Well, they were out of empathy for that day. So it's not that big of a deal, guys. They were just out of empathy for that day. Idubbbz was getting ready to get pegged for the 87th time that afternoon. The empathy meter had hit its, they only had it like 3/4 full anyway, and it was drained. They hadn't got their funny up at the gas station and filled up that empathy yet. So they couldn't give a shit about other people becoming child brides.
You know, share the information because it was really important to me that this bill passed, and they just both left me on red. But guess what? Today, when they saw the highlights on Ian's story that we were going to be on here, Anissa was texting me and Michael. And
I'm sure they were. I'm sure they fucking were, because it was important for them to try to save face. Way more important than them ever caring about you being a child bride, because that doesn't affect them personally. They can't get any clout off of that. They can't like cozy up to somebody who has a big fan base that they can leech off of. No. They don't actually give a shit about anything other than themselves.
They're like,
they reached, they ignored us when we were like trying to fight child marriage, but then when they found out
are they pro child marriage?
They take a hard stance.
Okay. That's such a fun. Jesus Christ, dude. I have to teach her how to use the dishwasher because she's still 5, bro. That's so fucked. That's so fucked. It's a little funny, but it's still fucked that somebody in chat said that, dude. God damn it. Like, it's funny because of the fact that this shit was happening, and like and he said Idubbbz just didn't give a shit. They're like, oh yeah, no, we don't want to get a part of that. Well, yeah, so sure people are selling their kids to be like married off at like fucking 6. It's not that big of a deal, dude. We have to get back to glazing up Hasan.
No, yeah, begs the question.
Dude, this is some evil shit, man. Now I'm starting to understand where Idubbbz got his empathy from. When you're married to someone as evil as Anissa, I mean, this is the result, man. What an absolutely horrid person she is. Can you imagine getting left on red for something like that, and then later they have the audacity to message you on top of that, like ignoring your previous message?
No, because they're fucking they're clout goblins. They don't give a shit, dude.
About wanting help about this really pressing issue. My bad, didn't see that, but now I need your help. Just don't expose me on Ethan's stream, guys. No.
Dude, and they 100% knew this was gonna come up. That's why they fucking reached out. That's 100% why these fucking losers reached out. They're like, hey, listen, I know we last time you texted me, you were like, oh yeah, you wanted us to talk about that like child bride thing. What was it? It was like a function for like child brides. You were like selling one of your kids or something. Yeah, I didn't really care that much. But don't talk shit about us because it's gonna definitely make us fucking look bad. And we're trying to like get my OnlyFans numbers up right now.
Clout to be gained, that's why. Anyways, after this, Ethan actually donated 5k to them as compensation because Idubbbz is obviously too cheap to pay them. It's the same amount that I was supposed to receive as bonus from Ian and Anissa but never got. It's not right that he stiffed you guys. I mean, this is a great move by him. Now apparently it still gets worse. Anissa was getting her fake
dude, this is the funniest part of this whole drama, dude. This is so great. Okay, dude. Anissa like had her boobs, or her fake boobs removed, right? Because she got fake boobs to do OnlyFans, and she gets these fake boobs. Decides she's gonna be in the boxing event. Has like these videos where she looks like Golem trying to fight Mike Tyson. Absolutely like clown posture boxing. She was like a Hunchback of Notre Dame trying to throw a left hook. And she realized she was gonna get her ass kicked, so she backs her happy ass out, only to now have not even the big boobs to fall back on. She doesn't even have the boobs for the OnlyFans to fall back on anymore. Now she just has shitty skateboard tattoos.
Ian's training arcs preventing him from training as much.
Before he was supposed to start training for his fight camp, right? But then they didn't come and train, and then she decided that she was gonna have her tits removed, like during his fight camp.
Oh, that was the second one. That was
I said CC.
What? Why? I guess. What was she saying, that it was uncomfortable or something?
I mean, it probably hurt her back.
I mean,
Yeah.
Shot sick. What are you doing?
She told me that.
I do that in the
Well, and I mean, also, like, a lot of fighters don't have, like, if they were going into fighting, a lot of people will remove their fake breasts because they have a chance of popping. I mean, like, like, the chance they're gonna hit in the chest there is not, like, extremely high, but I think that it is kind of a clusterfuck if one of those, schmiggle-biggle, like, orbs in your, behind your tip pop.
the first place.
Yeah, I mean, she always blames it on everybody. She blames it on her doctor. She told me personally that she wasn't too sure about it, and then her doctor told her to go too big, and now she's not happy, and she's got to get it taken out. But it's like, out of all the times that you could have done it after CC1,
So you're saying you're saying she did it during training camp?
Yes.
Dude, Anissa's gotta be like this mini devil sent by some evil force to just ruin Ian's life in any way possible, bro. Wasn't there a story where Idubbbz missed one of his like best friend's wedding, like Max Mofo's wedding, because
Well, that means that he would have to like care about his friends, which we saw that he was willing to stab Ethan Klein in the back as fast as possible.
because Anissa wanted to get like
The only like dude, fucking Filthy Frank won so hard, dude. Filthy Frank's like, I'm gonna become Joji, become an international sensation, and then like I don't have to do anything for the rest of my life because I'm ultra rich now, and just I can stand on my legacy as Filthy Frank. I can stand on my legacy of Joji, and I'll sail off into the sunset with like 80 bitches surrounding me and just happier than ever. But Idubbbz is sitting there in his fucking My Wife Beats Me podcast.
tattoos. It's actually done, bro. Their reputation is never coming back after this.
We actually had asked Ian if he could help us open the gym, not even financially, because at the time we were okay. So we were like, hey, could you just help us out by like signing as a guarantor? And he had told us in no world could he ever help us.
He said that?
Yes.
Literally.
He said it like
quote.
in a mean way?
Yes.
In no world. He said, in no world could I help you.
Why would he
What a fucking asshole, dude. What a fucking... Yeah, I know that you trained me for 2 boxing events, but did I mention you look like my dad? And my dad scared me. He scared me when I was a little boy. And so in no world will I ever fucking help you dirty fucking pieces of shit. I have no empathy left for you fucking cum goblins, dude.
respond like that?
Yeah, but instead they responded with, in no world would we or would we like help you guys.
Why
or
so
could we-"
mean? Why were they so mean?
And I believe that was Anissa texting, not Ian, because those are her words. She always uses the words, in no world.
Yeah,
That's her favorite word.
In no world will Anissa's reputation ever be restored. In no world. You know, nobody's forcing you to help anyone, but at least don't be rude about it, right? I've been asked by a lot of people for help, but like, you can't always help everybody, of course, you know, I do get that, but you at least do
Yeah, no, look how helping people helped Nicholas Diorio and Boblax. That situation turned out great.
them the decency of being respectful, being kind and courteous. Like, you only respond like this if you're a massive dickhead. Now, Ethan also responded to Idubbbz's latest video on concern trolling.
He made
By the way, that video is dog shit, and I'm not gonna watch it on my channel. I watched like I got through the Creator Clash thing on Creator Clash 3 bullshit on my own, and it was just dog shit. I was like, oh, this could be a good video, and I was like, oh, I'll pause it. Never mind, I'm gonna keep listening to it. I got like partway through the fucking bullshit, and he's like, Anita Sarkeesian is based, and I'm like, shut the fuck up, Idubbbz, you fucking clown, dude. Like, the moment you start thinking Anita Sarkeesian is like a reliable voice, you fucking lost the plot, dude. And every point he makes in that entire like, what is it called, like sympathy trolling, or I can't even remember what it's called, but it's like care trolling or some shit. Every point that he does in that could be utilized against him in his content cop.
a video concern trolling me, and then he put out a video talking about how he hates concern trolling. It's actually mind.
Okay, if there's one.
Well, here's the thing, dude. Like, I see somebody in chat says, I know most of these creators from the past, but I don't know much about what they're doing recently. It seems like there's a lot of allegations, but very little substance relating to it outside stories. It's hard for me to do this entire drama in like a one shot. It's like a lot. It started with, I'll just give you an idea if you want to like know a baseline, because Ethan Klein didn't like that Brogan was being a stupid bitch on Twitter. He unfollowed her, and that caused a clusterfuck.
I knew that people weren't going to stick around for him, like, because I know the audience he's courting, which is like these snarkers, right? They'll come for the bullshit and the hate, but they don't even like you to begin with. They're not going to watch your dumb content. This dude, Cameron F305, who made the content cop parody about Ian, and he got...
By the way, dude, this guy like gives me like weird vibes, Cameron, and like I didn't think his content cop video was bad, but I thought his other video was kind of trash, his content deputy. And the fact that he fucking swept for Yandere Dev puts a weird spot inside me for thinking he's ever gonna be reliable. Because if you're willing to sweep for years for Yandere Dev, you don't think you think I'm gonna believe that you're objective on what you're fucking talking about? Get the fuck out of here.
More views than Ian's new video, and this dude has. Well, he has 51,000 subs now, which is really cool, but he had like 3,000 or something when he started.
Dude, this is the greatest fall-off of all time. I remember people were gloating like, oh my god, Idubbbz got 7 million views, guys. He's so relevant. And I told you guys, you can go back to my video there. I said they were hate viewers, and this doesn't actually mean that he's that popular. You can just look at the dislike ratio or the comments and see that people were obviously not watching for Idubbbz. And what do you know? I was right again. Give me a fucking medal. Thank you. Anyways, moving on to Hasan. He is responding.
Oh, this is so bad, dude. This was so bad. Bro, here's a little backstory on this. I thought about covering this tonight in another video, but I was like, you know what? Fuck it, dude. This is. I'm glad he pulled it up here. I can just scrap the other thing I was gonna do. Dude decided to go on to this little like podcast or some shit, and they decided to talk about favorite flags, bro. And he's like, the Hezbollah flag. I'm like, of course Hasan would bring up a fucking terrorist group in the middle of them talking about flags. They got a pride flag on the table, dude. Hezbollah like throws gay people off bridges and shit, bro. Get the fuck out of here. Their flag's so base. It has an AK on it. What are you, a toddler?
To the flag clip of him supporting terror.
Bro fucking just got done watching G.I. Joe for like the 8,000th time, and he's like, yeah, dude, it's got an AK on it, dude. That's cool and base. It's the coolest flag ever.
Overall, what my favorite flag? Yeah, Hezbollah. Look it up.
How does Hezbollah treats the LGBT plus community? Hasan Nasrallah, head of Hezbollah. Those who commit this act...
Death. The answer's death. We don't like them. Get them out of here. We don't like those people. They're the worst. They're the like... Oh, dude, it's so fucked with the pride flag on the table, dude. Like, it's so fucking gay and cringe, bro. And not like LGBT gay, like you're a fucking loser gay, dude.
Even if they do it once, are to be
Look it up.
Oh.
I'm not even kidding. It's actually even.
Yeah, dude, look it up. Everybody else is like, fuck Hasan, dude. Just once. Can we just talk about, like, some fun shit? Can you say something like the fucking Palestinian flag? We can stand behind that one. But no, you have to say Hezbollah, you fucking absolute, like, terrorist, like, glazer. You fucking loser. You put us all in a bad position.
Will is like, oh no. Oh no.
Oh,
he's doing
even Will. Man, don't you fucking...
Dude, everyone in that thing looks uncomfortable. Every single person looks uncomfortable. You just said fucking Hezbollah because you're a fucking extremist. You're the left-wing Nick Fuentes, you fucking gooter. You little fucking demon, bro.
Dare bring up Will Neff in this
Don't you dare. Only I can bring up fucking out of left field shit. Wait, he said it in context. Well, I'm gonna say that I can bring up anything I want and it's okay. You bring it up. How dare thee? How dare thee, Asmongold? You have dead animals in your ceiling, so suck a wiener.
conversation. Oh, I can't even watch this. Oh my God, even Will. Wait, my haters are now in the fucking Patreon giving me money?
Absolutely, absolutely. This happens to every creator. This is definitely something that happens to every creator. Like, you think that people don't fucking, like, subscribe? Like, that's, like, the number one thing that a lot of these haters are going to do. They're going to go to your fucking Patreon. They're going to get one guy that's going to go in there and clip it all. I mean, how often have you seen, like, these clips come from the I Spank Idubbbz on a regular podcast where it's just on their Patreon and not actually on their YouTube? And it hits the internet, dude. This is a normal thing.
Oh my Lord. Brother, make your haters your waiters at the table of success. Eric Adams, Hasan Piker.
Yeah, just did not address supporting Hezbollah at all.
Yeah, dude, he's just like, I monetize my haters, and I still support terrorists. I love me some terrorists. They're the best. Super based. Love me, the terrorists. They're the greatest. What the fuck, dude? What the fuck? How? I think it's like, I don't have a Patreon now. I don't have a Patreon. One day, maybe. But, he's just like, I just fucking love me, the bad guys, of, like, all of society. They're just the worst. Hezbollah is, like, considered one of the worst, and I'm just a big fan. They got an AK on their flag, and that's based.
Oh, great response, man.
Welcome to the Kick Family. As we go, shit has signed with butt.
Bro, are you okay? That was like the worst joke ever told. What the heck? You use like all your life force to force out that laugh, bro. My God. Genuinely feel horrible for Will. That makes zero sense. He's bragging about being a lol cow. Ah, yes, solid commentary. So many scoffing noises.
Okay, look, here's the thing, right? If I said that my favorite flag was the Confederate flag, or like, and I'm not even gonna bring in...
the wife blew my back out podcast. My wife has a cage around my dick podcast.
To the Nazi flag, right? People would be losing their fucking minds. We would
absolutely. I think it's so funny the amount of shit that Hasan's allowed to get away with on these platforms. Again, I think these platforms should be like held up to free speech values because they are protected by Section 230. But the fact that they have these stringent policies that they enforce over everybody's fucking head, like Tectone calls Frogan fat, oh, he gets banned for like 2 weeks, and all these other people who get banned like for all this bullshit. But Hasan can say the most outlandish, disgusting things. And Twitch like bans him for like 24 hours and throws him a birthday party.
Never fucking be in this place if you just don't support terrorists. Holy shit! Oh my God. It shouldn't be that hard. Really? It shouldn't have been that fucking hard.
It's actually very hard. 99.99% impossible. Now click this video or Anissa Jomha is your kid's kindergarten teacher.
Dude, I'm not a big homeschool guy because I think that a lot of the homeschool kids come out like hella weird, but I will not have my daughter be like taught anything by Anissa Jomha. She will turn out as like the scourge of the earth, and I want to like consistently love my kid forever. But yeah, that was that garbage. I mean, those guys are consistently gooning too close to the sun and being absolute scourge monsters. That's just what they are. That's just how they live. And what are you gonna do about it? You know, what are you gonna do other than point and laugh at the retardation? But that's all I got for that one, guys. I hope you liked it. Like and subscribe, and I'll catch you on the next one.